Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Business. Whether you're listening to us on 94.5 The Answer, watching one of our podcasts on Google, Apple, or Spotify, or checking out the weekly video series on YouTube, thanks for joining us. Our next guest is Jennifer Moorefield. Jennifer and I have talked a couple times on things like this. She is the Associate Vice President for Economic Development and Corporate Training. That's a mouthful. And she is working at Greenville Technical College. Been there about, 6, 7 years?
That's right, Rick.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here with you today.
It is good to see you. And I want to talk about workforce and a variety of things. But before we get into that, just tell our listeners and our viewers what you do.
Well, at Greenville Technical College, I'm the Vice President of Continuing Education. And on that side of the house, we have credit and non-credit students. We serve roughly around 10,000 non-credit students and 10,000 credit students.
Let's talk about the workforce, Jennifer. Greenville's unemployment rate, and we've got another guest coming up here in a little bit, and we're going to be talking about workforce as well. It's a big topic. It's always a huge topic in South Carolina, right? Unemployment rate in Greenville, minuscule right now at about 2.2%. The best in South Carolina. What is happening in Greenville that is making that look so good?
Well, I think more so than ever, our citizens have more options, more employment options, and at Greenville Tech, we're doing everything we can to help skill individuals up in a quick amount of time to get them employed and out in the workforce. So we see more people wanting to switch careers, have a wage progression, or advance in their existing careers, and I think that's exciting for the Upstate.
You know, South Carolina's technical college system is wonderful. Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evatt was here for our first episode, and she and I talked about the tech college system, and she is convinced that it is the best in the country. And Greenville Tech is a huge part of that. What makes our tech college system so good?
Well, I would say we are one of 16 technical colleges across the state, right. So we definitely collaborate. We discuss trends, economic development issues, workforce issues. We share resources. And here in Greenville, at Greenville Tech, we take a very team-based collaborative approach with the community and with each other so we can get the students exactly what they need.
You know, we know a thing or two in the Upstate and South Carolina in general about advanced manufacturing, about auto manufacturing. We dabble in it a little bit, as they say, right? Mm-hmm. How does Greenville Tech support advanced manufacturing in the Upstate?
Well, we have our Center for Manufacturing Innovation, which is located out at CU ICAR, and that facility provides credit and non-credit training to individuals interested in mechatronics, CNC, welding, manual machine tools, any of the basics that you need in order to enter the manufacturing arena. We also are looking at EV. We know that BMW is looking at electric vehicle, and so we want to be sure that we provide the skills necessary to train up individuals who are interested in that field, whether it's manufacturing the battery, servicing the battery, producing the battery.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. Tell me how this works. I would assume, and maybe I assume wrong, but I would assume that Greenville Tech often has conversations with a company like BMW about what they need, when they need it, and how many of that they might need, right? Do those conversations occur?
All the time, Rick. We are out talking to business and industry each and every day, assessing their needs, assessing the competencies and skills their employees need, whether they want to hire new employees, retain existing employees, develop employees for the future. Greenville Technical College is one of the only technical colleges in South Carolina to offer a 4-year bachelor's degree in advanced manufacturing, and that is a direct result and outcome from having these conversations with local manufacturers.
Are you able to fill the jobs, all of them? It seems like we still have a little problem with that.
Well, we're worried, everybody's worried about how do we fill the workplace pipeline? How do we develop the workforce? And so I think that we just partnered together. We collectively work to build skills, offer quick jobs, as I mentioned, work with employers to establish technical scholar programs or apprenticeships so that we can get students interested in the field of study earlier and fill that need.
Right. I'm going to give you my opinion on something, and I'd like to hear what your response is. I think that in terms of us, having workforce type issues, in the sense that sometimes we have trouble filling all of our jobs, I think it is a problem with parents. Because, partially, a problem with parents, because fairly or unfairly, and it's unfairly actually, manufacturing continues to have somewhat of a stigma. There is somewhat of a stereotype, and as I say sometimes, this ain't your daddy's manufacturing anymore, but we have to convince the parents of that before we can even get the kids to come around. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think we do have a duty to educate the public about the new way that manufacturing is conducted, how clean it is, how safe it is, how high-tech it is. That's why we have the Center for Manufacturing Innovation, where you can see firsthand what a manufacturing facility looks like. That's why we use simulation devices to help us educate students on the careers that are available and what they're going to be exposed to. We are partnering with Moorefield in July to host Advanced Manufacturing Nights, where we can showcase this technology, these programs, and have the parents and the kids come visit us, ask questions, set them up for an individual tour, and I think all of those things help to change that perception.
Right. Jennifer, that's really good stuff.
Thank you, Rick.
I appreciate you joining us.
Well, we appreciate it.
Folks, that is Jennifer Moorefield. She is the Associate Vice President for Economic Development and Corporate Training at Greenville Technical College. And I don't want you to go anywhere. We're going to be right back in only 30 seconds with our next guest. But first, here is a company you should know.